It just appears like there's a bit of a gap between.
VAR said it. It's the Porzingis.
It's the Porzingis effect.
The Porzingis.
You ordered that Porzingis last night?
I did get some Porzingis. Yeah, I did. I was like, let me get a little bit of Porzingis on some of that risotto.
Dropping some 30-foot threes on them.
Dang. They were loose, man. They were loose. They were comfortable. They were confident. I don't know how they're going to play on the road, but if they can defend home like this, they're in pretty good shape.
I think they've won 6 in a row on the road. So they've been they've actually been better over the past couple of years on the road by a large margin than at home. But yeah, that was, and once that onslaught, like Dallas got it to 8.
Yeah, they wanted to give it away now. They wanted, they almost were like Minnesota-like in that third quarter.
Jeez. They're listening on K-Fan right now.
I mean, I'm just saying. They wanted to give it away.
Damn.
Man, the Mavericks was walking them down. They were walking them down, and they just went cold. Like, they couldn't catch anything. They couldn't catch
Kyrie.
any type of shots going in. So, I don't know, man. It was interesting to see the Mavs pull it to 8. I was like looking at the score. I'm like, is my math off? Like, I'm really sitting there trying to figure out how they're getting that, how they got that close. But they did. And if I'm Jason Kidd and I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I got to think about what were we able to do to alter their offensive output. Because you got to say early on their output was like kind of like, can they sustain that? Can they hit that many threes? All they do is chuck threes. They do go to the hole. Jalen was going to the hole. He dunked on somebody's neck. I don't know who that was, but he dunked on somebody. And Tatum was going to the hole a little bit too. But they just shoot. Like, they just be shooting. Like, give them the ball, shoot. Guy in their face, shoot. They just shoot. If they're making it, it's going to be hard to keep up with them because there's too many of them that can shoot. But when they go cold, you can see when they go cold, you got a chance. Then the question becomes, what can you do as a defense to try to guard the perimeter, but at the same time be able to like limit them to like one shot? That's going to be, to me, that's going to be the key to this series is how does Jason Kidd adjust to the fact that you literally have 5 guys on the court that can shoot it from anywhere on the court. That's a tough challenge to try to figure out a scheme and a game plan for. And by the way, they play defense. Yeah. They D you up.
That's the other thing too.
Yeah, they D you up, man. They ain't just letting you get easy buckets. They contesting you. That's tough. And I knew that was going to be what Porzingis added, that extra little added dimension.
Yeah.
Man, Horford was showing that he could keep
was
up.
There. Yeah.
He was showing he could keep up with Luka.
He was like Jonas.
Ooh.
Yeah, great point.
Showing up when he needs to.
Yeah.
Popping off shots when he needs to.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dang.
Been around the block a time or two,
Horford, Knox.
Been around that block.
Been around that block, baby.
The Kyrie Irving struggles against Boston. I think he's 0 for his last. He 0-11 in his last 11 games against the Celtics. Since he stomped on the logo, he's like 0-6.
Only a Celtics fan would know that, right?
Well, no, because it's all over the place. That's sort of the discussions. Yeah. It's
the article I read. Literally, just the first sentence said, "Since Kyrie stomped on the logo, this is what his record."
You saw the same one. You see, that's what I'm talking about.
It looked like a Celtics fanboy page.
Yeah, listen, that's a reckless accusation again to start off the show, and there needs to be some fines handed out for this because enough is enough, all right, and things have got to change around here. But Kyrie did talk about the atmosphere in Boston. He did not play well. Luka needed a little bit of help. He did not get it from Kyrie, but here was Kyrie Irving discussing the game afterwards. I promise you. I swear to
You
God.
sure?
Kyrie Irving was
I don't
definitely
think so.
discussing the game afterwards. No doubt about it.
You sure?
He was absolutely discussing the game. Well, listen, okay, apparently maybe he was not discussing the game. Kyrie Irving apparently was not discussing the game afterwards.
Chris, I'll tell you, you were asked, like, are you 100%?
No, that's
you kinda
not.
had this
That's
in this
that's-
environment.
Yeah, let's just scratch
I'm
the whole
used to
thing.
it.
Let's just scratch. Let's go ahead. All right. Take 5 did not work. All right, so let's just go ahead and we'll wipe that off. Point is,
Jonas, let's just start over. Hey,
he struggled.
start the period
I
over.
mean, unbelievable. He struggled, and the Dallas Mavericks came up short. But now that they head into Game 2, do you just basically, if you're Jason Kidd, show them that 6-minute stretch in the third quarter and say, if we could just do this for the other portion of the game, we've got a legitimate shot in this series? Because as it stands right now, the odds have shifted to the Celtics a minus 425 to win this series with 3 games left and 3 wins to go for the Boston Celtics. So how do we feel about the Dallas Mavericks' chances moving forward?
I mean, it's going to take Doncic and Kyrie playing as good as they can possibly play every single game. There is no support outside of those two. At least not enough to overcome one of them having an off night. Clearly, Kyrie had an off night last night. That whole logo stomping thing, I mean, it's just stuck with him forever.
Agreed.
But that's the difference in the two rosters. You know, if you look at Boston, like they have so many different ways of scoring, so many different people that can pitch in. And now with Porzingis, it's just it's overwhelming at times, right? The different ways they can play, the different ways they can score defensively, how they can match up. It feels like it's going to take a heroic effort from Doncic and Kyrie to make this thing work. And I mean, look, good for the Celtics. I feel like for guys like, you know, Jonas, who have rooted for the Celtics for a long time, a big time fan, you finally get a championship, and it didn't take like a big 3. You know, to me, this is a roster, and this is a team that has a foundation that can last. You have to give a lot of credit to Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla for the job they've done.
Now, is it? Do you guys find it offensive? And I'll ask Brady this. All right, so LaVar, you can't really comment on this. This is more of a,
why is that?
Yeah,
So, because I'm black.
well, I mean, listen, Jrue Holiday said
I'm not being
afterwards.
included.
Hate
Racist.
when that happens.
Messed up.
What about that? Is that messed up there? Yeah. So Jrue Holiday said after the game that even our white guys guard. Okay, so is anybody offended by the fact that he is pointing out that even the white players on the Boston Celtics also guard?
That seems strange.
Yeah.
Like, because I would think that you would think that the white boys would be playing like fundamentally sound defense, stuff like that, because they're not maybe as athletic as
So
the brothers, you know.
is he taking a shot at Luka?
Ooh,
I
that's a great pull.
because they were pointing that out, right, to where Jason Kidd was saying, you know, as long as they just participate defensively, talking about Kyrie and Luka, which feels
That's
like
a
also
great pull, Q. Dang, shade.
I mean, why else would you make that comment?
Well, I think you know Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser.
No, I
those
I
guys.
understand
They had 'em all out there.
That the Celtics
White.
They had them
white
all out
guards
there too.
defend. I'm just saying, why else would
The
you?
Celtics, baby.
I mean, you're saying making a
Boston.
comment like that to contrast what you do and what they don't do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you might have hit on something there.
Jonas doesn't think so.
They didn't mention the other
Well-
guy with the bald head that's light too. Who is he?
Derek White.
Yeah,
You know,
White.
Brady.
Even his last name
last
is
name.
White.
Yeah, Brady told me that was the best part about him was his last name.
Yeah,
which
there
I
you go.
which I thought to be a little bit
Reckless.
over the top.
I mean, he
but
even plays defense.
I don't know. Like you didn't say that,
He plays
Brady.
great defense. He's a great shooter.
There you
He
go.
is.
As well.
He is.
He's an
He's
X factor.
Yeah,
Hustle.
he definitely is an
lot
X
of effort.
factor.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That is for sure. But I
Hey, we'll
just,
take him on our team. I mean, you and Lee can.
yeah, we got to really decide on some stuff here. All right.
Well, but LaVar and Lee have Doncic. They get Luka.
Yeah, we do get Luka.
We already talked about this.
Very true.
You guys get Luka?
And
Yeah.
and Nowitzki.
No,
We
What?
get Dirk. We get Dirk. Oh yeah.
No, you don't get Dirk.
Look him up.
Lee gets Dirk. If you know
Look him up.
Dirk's.
Look him up.
Dirk's
That's
resume.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look him up. We got him.
Yeah.
He's with us.
But I don't think that's.
He's with us.
I don't know.
Look him up.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the resume.
Dirk know the dat.
Yeah, Dirk DeLapp.
Dang.
He does.
What up, Dirk? What up, my G? Holla. Homeboy, make some noise.
This is why I struggle to sign off on Jrue Holiday making the comment, even our white guy's guard is a direct shot at Luka. Because, LaVar, you've pointed this out.
Black and blue.
European, is that the same thing?
Oh, I mean, what's it all about?
Just the skin straight up.
What's that all about?
Okay, I'm just asking.
I bet you he be in on the Weather Channel right now. Tell you that.
You think?
Tell you that.
I think you are. Too.
In or out. In.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Hey.
Well, listen, it's unfortunate if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, not the way you expected Game 1 to go. Also, I was going to mention this yesterday, and it seems pretty obvious to me. Luka doesn't look 100%. Like, he does not. Like, he looks like he's trotting up and down the floor at a really slow pace, and I don't know if that's just the way he plays or he's still dealing with whatever he's dealing with when it comes to the knee injury, but he also does not look 100%.
It's the finals, man. Doesn't matter. All right. You don't get that. You don't get that one right there. You don't get to check that box off. You can't do it.
Listen, I'm trying to find
can't do it.
Trying to find a glimmer of hope for the Mavericks here.
Well, saying that Luka is banged up and can't get it done is not giving them hope.
And also, we had to wait for 2 months for the finals to start, and then we got to wait until Sunday for Game 2. We can't get this thing going on Saturday. Like, they got to push it all the way to Sunday. It definitely
should be 1 day on, 1 day off.
Like, come on, man. Like, this is
let's
too
get
much.
it done.
Game 3's on Wednesday.
ESPN's coverage stinks.
Damn.
I mean, it ain't bad.
I don't care.
Bang.
I don't care if people take issue with that. All right, it's not even close to TNT. It's just not.
Oh, not
man. I gotta disagree. I mean, listen, the way Stephen A. Smith came walking into that arena, you better know
with VAR.
that ESPN is all about that smoke.
You all need to make sure people know you're joking when you say stuff like this.
I am joking.
I'm with VAR.
I am joking. I'm joking.
Hey, by the way, it's
why he walk in with the security guard carrying his little bag?
Why does ESPN put a camera on him making his walk into the arena?
I think there's somebody behind the scenes that is sitting there like, Stephen A. is a D-bag. And I want the whole world to see it. While he thinks he's being this like conquering hero, I want the world to see it. On my way out of ESPN, I'm going to raise my hand and be like, it was me that was doing the ISO shots of Stephen A. Smith when he was coming into the arena. Like he he was about to go. Like he about to go warm up. Let me sign some autographs. I'm going to go get to this shoot around.
And here's the thing. I like Stephen A. Smith. He did this show in this time slot years ago. He is an FSR alum.
Oh, who cares?
But it's got to stop. This has got to stop. Somebody's got to put an end to this.
That dude loves himself, bro. I never even paid that much attention to Stephen A. Smith, to be honest with you. That's
all part of ESPN, though, anointing him, putting him on the platform to make him feel like he is that.
Dang.
I mean, that's part of it, too. But, again, aside from Stephen A. Smith, and it's just their coverage, the in-game coverage, it's just nothing is even close to TNT. The way they schedule these games is irritating. Very similar to why we had to wait until June 6th, but now even waiting till Sunday. The whole entire thing. And then they play a role in that. For people who are like, oh, it's the NBA. No, it's not. It's the TV network. They pay for it. They've got other programming. They're the ones who help kind of shape when the schedule actually comes out. They have a much greater input than even the league. So it's frustrating because they get stuff and they will take it and ruin it. And I almost wonder too, and even with the talk of the NBA and WNBA, because they've got rights to those things, it's like they manipulate it to not make it about the sport. And it's in an effort, I think, to hype up their studio shows during the week so they have something to talk about. So like now there's even like beef, like where all former players are talking on the studio shows. Like that becomes the discussion point instead of the actual games themselves. I hate it. It's hard to watch, man. It really is.
Dang.
Yeah. It's and we've got another 3 months until game 2, so it's just good. We're going to be
It's
inundated
so
with
funny.
more crap.
Yeah, at least you extending the series.
Come hell or high
We
water.
got to find a way to extend it some way, somehow.
Is there odds? Like, what's the odds for a 4-game sweep?
Efforting.
They might have went up
Van for me
yesterday.
here.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, yes, they did.
Jeez,
Let's see. Vamp for me here.
that was
Just
a little bit,
talk about
veggie
anything.
a little bit.
What would
talk?
you
Yeah.
guess that they are?
I don't even want to.
If I had to guess, I'd say plus 600.
Ooh, I say less than
that too high?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think Dallas will steal one game? Like Boston has one bad shooting
I
night?
said I think they'll still win. I feel like it's going to go to a game 6. I really do. I think it'll go to a game 6. I still think it'll go to a game 6. But I will say this, after watching yesterday how comfortable and confident the Celtics were in playing against this Mavericks team, it looks like it is a style differential. It is a style match that is totally in favor of the Boston Celtics. And that says something, because you would think that the West is the more dominant of the two sides, and for the Celtics to be so relaxed and so comfortable in such a big game, big series, that's concerning if you're a Mavericks fan.
Plus 400 on a Celtic sweep, according to Lee DeLapp. Lee was rewatching the pre and post starring Malika Andrews, so we just wanted to make sure that we got the correct odds on that. So we are good to go on that. So plus 400. If you believe that the Boston Celtics are not going to lose another game, that'll pay out 4-1. $100 wins you 400, or in my terms, $10 wins you 40. So that's how that works. But hey, listen, we'll see. Game 2 coming up. Was it 4th of July, I believe? So we'll be right around the
Literally.
corner.
Yeah.